clouds turn silver. Halfway down the street, people pulling jackets closer, quicker on their feet. The bell above the doorway rang before I knew. I came in with the rain behind me and looked across at you. When the rain came down, the whole day changed its sound. Coffee cups, the window glass, soft light all around. You moved your bag aside and let the moment start. Just a little wooden table and the weather in my heart. Your sleeves were wet with drizzle, mine were cold the same. Someone called the next fresh order, I almost missed your name. Steam was rising slowly from the cup you held. Outside all the traffic faded, inside something settled. When the rain came down, the whole day changed its sound. Coffee cups, the window glass, soft light all around. You moved your bag aside and let the moment start. Just a little wooden table and the weather in my heart. When the rain came down, we didn't have to run. We just stayed and watched the street blur into the afternoon. You looked up once and smiled like we had time to spare, and the rain kept falling softly while I stayed right there. The bell was quiet, the window shone, and for a little while we weren't alone. Every chair beside the window had a coat or coffee cup. You pointed to the empty seat and quietly looked up. I set my paper bag down near the edge of yours. Rain was running down the glass and gathering by the door. It was the only dry table left inside the room. 2 cups between the sugar jars and rain against the roof. We started with the weather, then forgot the time. You moved the plate a little closer and I knew that you were kind. You broke the warm bread open and offered me a piece. Someone turned the lights on early as the gray came through the street. I asked where you were going, you said nowhere for a while, then folded up your umbrella and stayed another mile. It was the only dry table left inside the room. 2 cups between the sugar jars and rain against the roof. We started with the weather, then forgot the time. You moved the played a little closer, and I knew that you were kind. But neither one moved from here. You saved the final piece for me and smiled across the light. Outside the street was waiting, but the table felt just right. The girl behind the counter asked which bag was mine. You reached across the table and read the written line. You said my name so softly, like you had known it long, then passed the warm bread over while the rain kept moving on. I asked you for your name. You laughed and wrote it down right beneath the folded corner in letters small and round. Your name on my paper bag beside a coffee stain. Two words I didn't want to lose before we left the rain. I folded it more carefully than paper ever needs, and kept it near my empty cup between the crumbs and steam. The window shook with thunder. You barely looked outside. You told me where you grew up and why you liked this side. The ink began to soften where a drop had touched the page. So you traced the final letter and wrote it there again. Your name on my paper bag beside a coffee stain. Two words I didn't want to lose before we left the rain. I folded it more carefully than paper ever needs, and kept it near my empty cup between the crumbs and steam. Your name on my paper bag was still there when we stood. The street had turned to silver and the weather looked almost good. You said I might not need it if we met here once again, but I slipped it in my jacket before walking through the rain. You looked at my lemon tart. I looked at your cinnamon roll. We both laughed across the table and moved the plates between us. You cut yours down the middle. I did the same. Outside the rain grew heavier. Inside we took our time. We traded pastries and stories we had saved, small pieces onto plates, while water crossed the panes. You said yours was too sweet, then reached for one more bite. I watched you hide a smile beneath the bakery light. You told me about the station. You almost missed that day. I told you why I wandered in instead of going straight. The coffee needed a warming. The rain showed no sign of rest. You brushed the crumbs from my sleeve like it was nothing much. We traded pastries and stories we had saved, small pieces onto plates, while water crossed the panes. You said mine tasted better. I said that yours did too. Then neither of us noticed the empty chair beside you. Plates were clear, the rain had nearly ended, but we were still sitting here. You folded up the napkins and asked what I would choose. I pointed to the same two things and said, next time with you. We stepped outside to check the rain and stopped beneath the sign. The bakery door closed closed behind us. Warm light along the line. You opened up your umbrella, then saw how hard it fell. So we stayed beneath the awning and watched the gutters fill. Under the striped awning, shoulder close to mine, you said we could keep waiting. There was no need to mind. The paper bag was getting warm between our hands somehow. We had nowhere else to hurry. Not right now. A bicycle crossed the corner. A taxi slowed and passed. You asked which way I lived from there, then smiled when I just laughed. I said it wasn't far away. You said yours wasn't too, but neither one stepped from the shade or tried to follow through. The rain began to soften, then started up again. You looked at me and shrugged like that was not the end. And under the striped awning, shoulder close to mine, you said we could keep waiting. There was no need to mind. The paper bag was getting warm between our hands somehow. We had nowhere else to hurry. Not right now. Under the striped awning, the street began to clear. You opened up your umbrella and asked me to walk near. We left the bakery light behind and shared the narrow side. One hand holding all the bread, the other holding mine. I came back the next afternoon with rain along my coat. You were sitting near the window with a book you barely opened. The cafe had grown crowded, every table nearly full, but the chair beside you waited, and you pushed it out for me. The chair beside yours was all I needed then. You moved your coffee feet closer and asked me where I'd been. I set my umbrella down and took the place you saved. The rain began behind the glass, and neither one complained. You ordered what I chose last time before I had to speak, then broke the warm roll open and placed one half by me. We talked about the small things, the streets and changing trains, but every time the doorbell rang, I hoped you'd let me stay. Maybe it was only kindness, maybe something more, but you kept that chair beside you, facing toward the door. The chair beside yours was waiting when I came. 2 cups beneath the window light, and rain against the pane. You said the seat was always free whenever I was near. So I left my coat across the back and stayed another year. The rain had covered every sign and softened every car. Headlights moved along the road like lines of fallen stars. You turned your chair toward the glass and pointed through the gray. The flower shop across the street was closing for the day. You said the city looked much kinder when no one moved too fast. I watched the silver on the pavement and hoped the rain would last. Silver across the street, warm light across your face. The whole world blurred beyond the glass, but everything stayed clear in this place. You drew a circle on the window, then wiped it with your sleeve. I didn't ask where you were going, I only asked when you would leave. A bus stop near the corner, and You told me you had missed that one, but didn't seem too blue. The baker brought another plate. We hadn't asked to share. You moved the chair a little closer and left your jacket there. The rain was turning lighter. The traffic found its sound, but neither one reached for a coat or looked toward the ground. Across the street, warm light across your face. The whole world waited past the glass while we stayed in the same place. You wrote the time beneath the circle before the window cleared, then said you'd take the later bus if I was staying here. The flower shop went dark, the bakery stayed bright, silver on the street and nowhere else tonight. You said the lemon tart looked good, but ordered coffee plain. I cut the little piece in two and moved one half your way. You said you only wanted one bite, then reached for one more soon. Rain was tapping on the window, soft against the room. Half a lemon tart between your plate and mine, a little sugar on the fork and nowhere else in mine. You tasted it and smiled, then pushed the last bite back. I said we could just order more. You said maybe after that. The lights came on above the counter, though it wasn't even late. You told me about the place you loved a few blocks past the train. I said I'd never been there. You drew the way on the receipt, then folded it beside the cup and left it close to me. Half a lemon tart between your plate and mine, a little sugar on the fork and nowhere else in mind. You tasted it and smiled, then pushed the last bite back. I said we could just order more. You said maybe after that. and said you'd bring it back. The cups had both gone empty, the plates were nearly clean. The clock above the counter had passed a little past 3. You looked toward the doorway, then settled in your chair. Another line of rain came down and kept us sitting there. The rain kept us there longer than we planned. You traced the edge of your coffee cup, I watched your resting hand. We could have called a taxi or waited by the door, but every time the weather slowed, we ordered something more. The baker changed the window sign and swept aside the case. You showed me old photographs still hidden in your phone. I told you about the chances I usually let pass. You turned the screen down on the table and listened until the last. The street began to brighten, the clouds were moving through, but neither one said anything about what we should do. The rain kept us there longer than we planned. You folded up the receipt and placed it in my hand. We could have left much earlier and gone our separate ways, but every time the weather cleared, we found another reason to stay. Until the lights came on, you stood beside the bakery door, but didn't hurry home. The street was only mist by then, the sky no longer gray. You opened up your umbrella and asked me which way. The window flashed for half a second, and the whole street disappeared. You looked up from your coffee as the thunder rolled near. The lights above the bread case stayed warm against the gray. You said you never liked the storms, but didn't turn away. Lights during the thunder, gold against the blue. Every sound outside grew louder, but I only heard you. You moved your chair beside me when the window shook again, and left your hand beside my cup until the noise began to end. The baker closed the awning and checked the doorway twice. Someone lit the smaller lamps along the pastry case. You told me what you worried about in sentences kept small. I didn't try to answer, I just listened through it all. Another flash crossed the ceiling. You reached across the space, then laughed when you remembered your hand was still in place. During the thunder, warm across the room. The storm was moving farther off, the sky was opening soon. You said the rain felt different when someone stayed nearby. So we waited by the window until the last low sound went by. The light stayed warm, the street turned clear, and your hand was still right here. Beyond the roofs, the rain became a mist. You turned the spoon inside your cup, then placed it by your wrist. The bakery was quieter, the doorway almost clear. You looked down at the table and asked if I was seeing someone. You said it like a passing thought, then waited for my reply. I watched the last drops on the glass and didn't wonder why. What you asked so quietly stayed between the cups. I said there wasn't anyone. You slowly looked back up. The lights were warm behind you, the street was turning bright. You nodded once and smiled like something had gone right. I asked the same question. You folded up your sleeve. You said there had been someone once, but not for several weeks. The baker stacked the empty trays and turned the music low. You moved your chair a little closer, with nowhere else to go. Neither one said what it meant or tried to name the change. You only asked what I was doing next Saturday around 8. By the door, I said I'd meet you at this table and maybe stay for more. You wrote the time upon a napkin, then placed it in my hand. Outside the rain had ended and everything began. A line of blue appeared between the roofs outside. The rain slipped from the awning and the street began to shine. You said we could be leaving before it started once again, then turned your cup around and settled back in. We let the clearing pass and stayed beneath the light. The road was open for us, but the table felt alright. No storm was keeping us there, no reason left to wait. We watched the clouds move farther on and ordered one more plate. The baker opened up the door to let the cool air through. Someone folded all the umbrellas except the one by you. You asked what I was thinking. I said I liked it here. You smiled down at the sugar bowl and moved your chair more near. The buses filled the avenue. The afternoon moved fast. We had every chance to leave and let each one go past. We let the clearing pass and stayed beneath the light. The road was open for us, but the table felt alright. No storm was keeping us there, no reason left to wait. We watched the clouds move farther on and ordered one more plate. We let the clearing pass until the sky turned gold. You reached across for my receipt before I had to fold. You wrote another time and day, then left it by my glass. We didn't need the rain this time to make the moment last. The rain had nearly ended, but drops still crossed the light. You opened up your umbrella and stepped beside me outside. The sidewalk held the bakery in pieces of gold and gray. You tilted the handle toward me and asked which was my way. One umbrella between us, one narrow stretch of street. Your shoulder brushed against mine whenever our footsteps met. The rain was barely falling, but neither one moved away. We walked beneath the same small roof and took the longer way. You carried both the paper bags. I held the handle tight. We passed the flower shop closing and waited at the light. You pointed toward the corner where you usually turned alone, then missed it while we talked and kept walking toward my home. The clouds were opening slowly. The evening air was clear. You said we didn't need the umbrella, but kept it over us here. One umbrella between us, though the rain was almost gone. Your hand stayed near the handle, and mine stayed resting on. We stopped beside my doorway with nothing left to say. You asked if I would bring it back when we met the following day. One folded umbrella beside my door, and a reason to see you once more. We reached the quiet corner where your street crossed mine. The rain returned in smaller drops beneath the traffic light. You held the bakery bag close against your coat and asked if I was cold again before the signal changed. At the corner in the rain, we stood longer than we had to. Cars moved through the shining street, but neither one stepped past. You said this was your turning. I said I knew the way. Then we watched another green light come and fade away. You gave me back the umbrella and took it once again. Said I might still need the cover before I reached the end. I asked when you were free next. You looked toward the bakery sign, then said tomorrow after 4 if the weather stayed kind. A bus pulled to the curb and opened up its door. You let it leave without you, like the ones before. At the corner in the rain, you wrote the time upon my hand. The ink began to blur a little, so you wrote it there again. The light changed one more time. You finally crossed the street, then turned beneath the umbrella and smiled back at me. The road was wet, the bakery light was small, but tomorrow after 4 was all. I checked the weather on the train before I reached my stop. A little sun beside the clouds and rain around 4 o'clock. Your message came a minute later, asking what it said. I sent the little yellow symbol and kept your number open. You said we could meet earlier before the sky turned gray. I said the rain had worked before, but sunshine was okay. A forecast for tomorrow, clouds clearing after 3. Coffee near the bakery window in the chair beside me. Bring the umbrella anyway, we might not need it there, but I like the way we walk beneath it, with one handle left to share. You asked if lemon tart was fine or something warm instead. I said to choose the cinnamon roll and save the corner end. The train moved through the evening, past windows blurred with light. read your final message twice before I said goodnight. No thunder in the morning, no heavy rain at noon, just a chance of scattered showers and a table saved for two. You by the bakery sign a little before. Bring the umbrella anyway, even if the streets stay dry. We can leave it by the doorway and stay until closing time. Sun or rain, neither will do. Tomorrow at the bakery with you. I reached the bakery early, before the rain could start. The window held a little sun. The street was still and bright. I chose the table near the glass. Set your chair in place. 2 coffees waiting by the time. You hurried through the rain. Meet me before the clouds, before the streets turn gray. I'll save the chair beside me and order what you always take. We don't need thunder overhead or rain against the glass. Just come before the weather changes and stay until it passes. You carried back the umbrella, folded beneath your arm. Said there were only scattered showers, but brought it just in case. The baker placed a lemon tart between our cups again. You smiled and cut it down the middle, the same way as back then. The first small drops touched the window, but neither one looked out. You reached across the table and turned my coffee around. I saw the clouds turn silver halfway down the street. People pulling jackets closer, quicker on their feet. The bell above the doorway rang before I knew. I came in with the rain behind me and looked across at you. When the rain came down, the whole day changed its sound. Coffee cups, the window glass, soft light all around. You moved your bag aside and let the moment start. Just a little wooden table and the weather in my heart. Your sleeves were wet with drizzle, mine were cold the same. Someone called the next fresh order, I almost missed your name. Steam was rising slowly from the cup you held outside. All the traffic faded inside. Something settled when the rain came down. The whole day changed its sound. Coffee cups, the window glass, soft light all around. You moved your bag aside and let the moment start. Just a little wooden table and the weather in my heart. Just stayed and watched the street blur into the afternoon. You looked up once and smiled like we had time to spare. And the rain kept falling softly while I stayed right there. The bell was quiet, the window shone, and for a little while we weren't alone. Every chair beside the window had a coat or coffee cup. You pointed to the empty seat and quietly looked up. I set my paper bag down near the edge of yours. Rain was running down the glass and gathering by the door. It was the only dry table left inside the room. 2 cups between the sugar jars and rain against the roof. We started with the weather, then forgot the time. You moved the plate a little closer, and I knew that you were kind. You broke the warm bread open and offered me a piece. Someone turned the lights on early as the gray came through the street. I asked where you were going. You said nowhere for a while, then folded up your umbrella the only dry table left inside the room. 2 cups between the sugar jars and rain against the roof. We started with the weather, then forgot the time. You moved the plate a little closer, and I knew that you were kind. The rain began to soften, but neither one moved from here. You saved the final piece for me and smiled across the light. Outside the street was waiting, but the table felt just right. Girl behind the counter asked which bag was mine. You reached across the table and read the written line. You said my name so softly, like you had known it long, then passed the warm bread over while the rain kept moving on. I asked you for your name. You laughed and wrote it down right beneath the folded corner in letters small and round. Your name on my paper bag beside a coffee stain. 2 words I didn't want to lose before we left the rain. I folded it more carefully than paper ever needs and kept it near my empty cup between the crumbs and steam. The window shook with thunder. You barely looked outside. You told me where you grew up and why you began to soften where a drop had touched the page. So you traced the final letter and wrote it there again. Your name on my paper bag beside a coffee stain. 2 words I didn't wanna lose before we and steam. The street had turned to silver, and the weather looked almost good. You said I might not need it if we met here once again, but I slipped it in my jacket before walking through the rain. You looked at my lemon tart, I looked at your cinnamon roll. We both laughed across the table and moved the plates between us. You cut yours down the middle, I did the same with mine. Outside the rain grew heavier. Inside we took our time. We traded pastries and stories we had saved, small pieces on 2 plates, while water crossed the panes. You said yours was too sweet, then reached for one more bite. I watched you hide a smile beneath the bakery light. You told me about the station you almost missed that day. I told you why I wandered in instead of going straight. The coffee needed warming, the rain showed no sign of rest. You brushed the crumbs from my sleeve like it was nothing much. We traded pastries and stories we had saved, small pieces on 2 plates, while water crossed the panes. You said mine tasted better, I said that yours did too. Then neither of us noticed the empty chair beside you. We traded pastries until the plates were clear. The rain had nearly ended, but we were still sitting here. You folded up the napkins and asked what I would choose. I pointed to the same 2 things and said next time with you. We stepped outside to check the rain and stopped beneath the sign. The bakery door closed behind us. Warm light along the line. You opened up your umbrella, then saw how hard it fell. So we stayed beneath the awning and watched the gutters fill. Under the striped awning, shoulder close to mine, you said we could keep waiting. There was no need to mind. The paper bag was getting warm between our hands somehow. We had nowhere else to hurry. Not right now. A bicycle crossed the corner. A taxi slowed and passed. You asked which way I lived from there, then smiled when I just laughed. I said it wasn't far away. You said yours wasn't too, but neither one stepped from the shade or tried to follow through. The rain began to soften, then started up again. You looked at me and shrugged like that was not the end. Under the striped awning, shoulder close to mine, you said we could keep waiting. There was no need to mind. The paper bag was getting warm between our hands somehow. We had nowhere else to hurry. Not right now. Under the striped awning, the street began to clear. You opened up your umbrella and asked me to walk near. We left the bakery light behind and share the narrow side. One hand holding all the bread, the other holding mine. rain along my coat. You were sitting near the window with a book you barely opened. The cafe had grown crowded, every table nearly full, but the chair beside you waited, and you pushed it out for me. The chair beside yours was all I needed then. You moved your coffee closer and asked me where I'd been. I set my umbrella down and took the place you saved. The rain began behind the glass, and neither one complained. You ordered what I chose last time before I had to speak, then broke the warm roll open and placed one half by me. We talked about the small things, the streets and changing trains, but every time the doorbell rang, I hoped you'd let me stay. Maybe it was only kindness, maybe something more, but you kept that chair beside you, facing toward the door. The chair beside yours was waiting when I came. 2 cups beneath the window light, and rain against the pane. You said the seat was always free so I left my coat across the back and stayed another year. The rain had covered every sign and softened every car. Headlights moved along the road like lines of fallen stars. You turned your chair toward the glass and pointed through the gray. The flower shop across the street was closing for the day. You said the city looked much kinder when no one moved to silver on the pavement and hoped the rain would last. Silver across the street, warm light across your face. The whole world blurred beyond the glass, but everything stayed clear in this place. You drew a circle on the window and wiped it with your sleeve. I didn't ask where you were going, I only asked when you would leave. A bus stopped near the corner, then disappeared from view. You told me you had missed that one, but didn't seem too blue. The baker brought another plate we hadn't asked to share. You moved the chair a little closer and left your jacket there. The rain was turning lighter, the traffic found its sound, but neither one reached for a coat or looked toward the ground. Silver across the street, warm light across your face. The whole world waited past the glass while we stayed in the same place. You wrote the time beneath the circle before the window cleared, then said you'd take the later bus if I was staying here. The flower shop went dark, the bakery stayed bright, silver on the street. And nowhere else tonight. You said the lemon tart looked good, but ordered coffee plain. I cut the little piece in two and moved one half your way. You said you only wanted one bite, then reached for one more soon. Rain was tapping on the window, soft against the room. Half a lemon tart between your plate and mine, a little sugar on the fork and nowhere else in mine. You tasted it and smiled and pushed the last bite back. I said we could just order more. You said maybe after that. The lights came on above the counter, though it wasn't even late. You told me about the place you loved a few blocks past the train. I said I'd never been there. You drew the way on the receipt, then folded it beside the cup and left it close to me. Half a lemon between your plate and mine. A little sugar on the fork and nowhere else in mine. You tasted it and smiled and pushed the last bite back. I said we could just order more. You said maybe after that. If I would meet you here when skies turn gray again, I wrapped the final piece to go. You took the paper sack, then wrote the time beneath my name, and said you'd bring it back. The cups had both gone empty. The plates were nearly clean. The clock above the counter had passed a little past 3. You looked toward the doorway, then settled in your chair. Another line of rain came down and kept us sitting there. The rain kept us there longer than we planned. You traced the edge of your coffee cup. I watched your resting hand. We could have called a taxi or waited by the door, but every time the weather slowed, we ordered something more. The baker changed the window sign and swept beside the case. You showed me old photographs still hidden in your phone. I told you about the chances I usually let pass. You turned the screen down on the table and listened until the last. The street began to brighten. The clouds were moving through, but neither one said anything about what we should do. The rain kept us there longer than we planned. You folded up the receipt and placed it in my hand. We could have left much earlier and gone our separate ways, but every time the weather cleared, we found another reason to stay. Until the lights came on. You stood beside the bakery door, but didn't hurry home. The street was only mist by then, the sky no longer gray. You opened up your umbrella and asked me which way. second, then the whole street disappeared. You looked up from your coffee as the thunder rolled near. The lights above the bread case stayed warm against the gray. You said you never liked the storms, but didn't turn away. Lights during the thunder, gold against the blue. Every sound outside grew louder, but I only heard you. You moved your chair beside me when the window shook again, and left your hand beside my cup until the noise began to end. The baker closed the awning and checked the doorway twice. Someone lit the smaller lamps along the pastry case. You told me what you worried about in sentences kept small. I didn't try to answer, I just listened through it all. Another flash crossed the ceiling. You reached across the space, then laughed when you remembered your hand was still in place. During the thunder, warm across the room. The storm was moving farther off. The sky was opening soon. You said the rain felt different when someone stayed nearby. So we waited by the window until the last low sound went by. The lights stayed warm, the street turned clear, and your hand was still right here. The thunder moved beyond the roofs. The rain became a mist. You turned the spoon inside your cup, then placed it by your wrist. The bakery was quieter, the doorway almost clear. You looked down at the table and asked if I was seeing someone. You said it like a passing thought, then waited for my reply. I watched the last drops on the glass and didn't wonder why. What you asked so quietly stayed between the cups. I said there wasn't slowly looked back up. The lights were warm behind you. The street was turning bright. You nodded once and smiled like something had gone right. I asked the same question. You folded up your sleeve. You said there had been someone once, but not for several weeks. The baker stacked the empty trays and turned the music low. You moved your chair a little closer, with nowhere else to go. Neither one said what it meant, or tried to name the change. You only asked what I was doing next Saturday around 8. Was clearer by the door. I said I'd meet you at this table and maybe stay for more. You wrote the time upon a napkin, then placed it in my hand. Outside the rain had ended, and everything began. Between the roofs outside, the rain slipped from the awning and the street began to shine. You said we could be leaving before it started once again, then turned your cup around and settled back in. We let the clearing pass and stay beneath the light. The road was open for us, but the table felt alright. No storm was keeping us there, no reason left to wait. We watched the clouds move farther on and ordered one more plate. The baker opened up the door to let the cool air through. Someone folded all the umbrellas except the one by you. You asked what I was thinking. I said I liked it here. You smiled down at the sugar bowl and moved your chair more near. The buses filled the avenue. The afternoon moved fast. We had every chance to leave and let each one go past. We let the clearing pass and stayed beneath the light. The road was open for us, but the table felt alright. Raindrops still cross the light. You opened up your umbrella and stepped beside me outside. The sidewalk held the bakery in pieces of golden gray. You tilted the handle toward me and asked which was my way. One umbrella between us, one narrow stretch of street. Your shoulder brushed against mine whenever our footsteps met. The rain was barely falling, but neither one moved away. We walked beneath the same small roof and took the longer way. You carried both the paper bags, I held the handle tight. We passed the flower shop closing and waited at the light. You pointed toward the corner where you usually turned alone, then missed it while we talked and kept walking toward my home. The clouds were opening slowly. The evening air was clear. You said we didn't need the umbrella, but kept it over us here. Beside my doorway with nothing left to say, you asked if I would bring it back when we met the following day. One folded umbrella beside my door, and a reason to see you once more. We reached the quiet corner where your street crossed mine. The rain returned in smaller drops beneath the traffic light. You held the bakery bag close against your coat, then asked if I was cold again before the signal changed. At the corner in the rain, we stood longer than we had to. Cars moved through the shining street, but neither one stepped past. You said this was your turning. I said I knew the way. Then we watched another green light come and fade away. You gave me back the umbrella and took it once again. Said I might still need the cover before I reached the end. I asked when you were free next. You looked toward the bakery sign, then said tomorrow after 4, if the weather stayed kind. A bus pulled to the curb and opened up its door. You let it leave without you, like upon my hand, the ink began to blur a little. So you wrote it there again. The light changed one more time. You finally crossed the street, then turned beneath the umbrella and smiled back at me. The road was wet. The bakery light was small. But tomorrow after 4 was all. I check the weather on the train before I reach my stop. A little sun beside the clouds and rain around 4 o'clock. Your message came a minute later, asking what it said. I sent the little yellow symbol and kept your number open. You said we could meet earlier, before the sky turned gray. I said the rain had worked before, but sunshine was okay. A forecast for tomorrow, clouds clearing after 3. Coffee near the bakery window, and the chair beside me. Bring the umbrella anyway. We might not need it there, but I liked the way we walked beneath it, with one handle left to share. You asked if lemon tart was fine, or something warm instead. I said to choose the cinnamon roll and save the corner end. The train moved through the evening, past windows blurred with light. I read your final message twice before I said goodnight. No thunder in the morning, no heavy rain at noon, just a chance of scattered showers and a table saved for 2. The bakery sign a little before. Bring the umbrella anyway. Even if the streets stay dry, we can leave it by the doorway and stay until closing time. Sun or rain, either will do. Tomorrow at the bakery with you. Reached the bakery early, before the rain could start. The window held a little sun. The street was still and bright. I chose the table near the glass and set your chair in place. 2 coffees waiting by the time you hurried through the rain. Meet me before the clouds, before the streets turn gray. I'll save the chair beside me and order what you always take. We don't need thunder overhead or rain against the glass. Just come before the weather changes and stay until it passes. You carried back the umbrella folded beneath your arm, said there were only scattered showers, but brought it just in case. The baker placed a lemon tart between our cups again. You smiled and cut it down the middle, the same way as back then. The first small drops touched the window, but neither one looked out. You reached across the table and turned my coffee around. Chair beside me whenever you walk in. We don't need weather keeping us or reasons left to stay. The bakery door will open and I'll meet